And let's start Ryan Clark's comments about Shedeur Sanders and where he basically played the race card, that there's some sort of skin color that Shedeur has that NFL teams just aren't comfortable with. So there you have it. Surprise, surprise. He has a skin color that can be questioned at that position, according to Ryan Clark. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts just played in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts just won a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes has won 3, I believe. Lamar Jackson's won 2 or 3 MVP trophies. What are we talking about, Ryan? This is like, these guys, they go a few seconds, a few weeks. Oh, I don't have any traction. Let me play the race card. Oh, I just got off the phone with Deion Sanders, because he mentions in there that he's talked to Deion. I just got off the phone, and Deion's frustrated. Shedeur's not going to go in the first 2 or 3 picks of the draft. It must be racism. Oh, there's questions about Shedeur's arrogance. Oh, that must be racism. Now, we all know that if a white quarterback, there were questions about his arrogance or his attitude. If he were, let's say, Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football, if Shedeur, who carries himself exactly like Johnny Manziel, and people had all kinds of questions about Johnny Manziel's attitude and arrogance and whether or not he was self-aware enough, those questions are all perfectly fine. He's Johnny Manziel, he's white. But because Shedeur's skin is black and his dad is Deion Sanders and Ryan Clark just happened to talk to Deion and Shedeur, now if you have these questions about the guy that is pointing to watches and being very arrogant and the whole rap persona, he wants to be a rapper. If you have any questions about that, well, of course, it's only racism. What else could it be? You're not allowed to question Shedeur Sanders. This is...
Alright, now so let me just stop this video real fast, because this is the reason why I have so much respect for Jason. Because he's not afraid to say what's on his mind. And that is why, not only me, but that is why we respect Jason. Because there's so many people in the sports analyst world, like Shannon, Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith, that are scared to say what's on their mind. So, let's get back to the clip.
Isn't anybody tired of this? I mean, the RC on his lapel, you think it stands for Ryan Clark. It really stands for race card. That's what the RC on Ryan Clark's deal. It's race card. And look, don't think I'm just picking on Ryan Clark. Didn't I just give Ryan Clark credit last week? He made a good point about LeBron James. It helped me think of something. Gave him credit. But it's this type of garbage that wears me out about Ryan Clark. This is all he does, is go on TV and get traction from, oh, that's racist. And Cam Ward, who I believe is black, the Miami quarterback, he's scheduled to be the first quarterback taken. His color doesn't matter. No one has questions about his color. It doesn't raise questions. Cam Ward. So what's the difference between Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders? Maybe it's attitude. Maybe it's the way they carry themselves. Maybe Shedeur is a bit cocky. Maybe he doesn't have the kind of self-awareness where he's able to admit a mistake, able to humble himself and not have an excuse or a rationalization for everything. Maybe he's got too much of his dad's personality, which will work at a cornerback island position. Cornerbacks, mostly, they never huddle up. Particularly shut down, cover one side of the field corners like Deion Sanders. The teammates and being a leader is far less important. Having even self-awareness, far less important for a corner Corner, not a quarterback, Quarter. There's a difference between those positions and how you carry yourself. And maybe Shedeur has carried himself like his father to his detriment that teams have questions. Is he another Johnny Manziel? Is he another Cam Newton? Because you can sit there, well, Cam won the MVP, and there was 2 or 3 years where Cam was arguably the best player in football. They're not drafting you at number 1 at the quarterback position to be one of the best players for 2 or 3 years. They want 10, 12, 15, 20 years out of that position at a super high level. They don't want someone that flames out quickly because they didn't bring the right attitude to the position. If you remember, Cam Newton came into the league talking about, I want to be an icon. He didn't say rapper, but he might as well have said rapper. He wanted to be an icon. He wasn't just focused on being the best quarterback he could be. And maybe that's a question about Shedeur Sanders that franchises have every right to ask. Are you looking at the money that is paid to these franchise quarterbacks, $50 and $60 million a year? You want to make sure when you're drafting that guy and you're thinking, hey, this might be a guy I may pay $50, $60, $70 million a year. Is he all in on football? Or is he all in on making himself an icon? Is he going to be running around in a Cam Newton-sized hat and clown suit the way that Cam Newton, and spending all his time at the beauty shop getting his hair did?
All right, now, so there you have it. First of all, I want to thank you so much for tapping into my channel. I appreciate y'all so much. And clip on the show, y'all, that was Jason Whitlock. And he has started to pick up a lot of steam lately. And that is, a problem for a lot of people in the industry. I'm talking about the sports industry. Because when you are basically signed to a big network, you have to be careful of what you're saying. With Jason Whitlock, he's never been afraid to say what's on his mind. And even though, Ryan Clark, he's, I like the guy, but sometimes he has a tendency to, how should I say this, to be basically baiting for headlines when it comes to, the opposite, race or gender. And I feel like the reason why he likes to do this is because he has people behind the scenes telling him exactly what he needs to say and what he needs to do. And that is why it's so important to have people like Jason Whitlock, who's actually calling out all these hypocrites. And what he was talking about was, like I said, he was talking about how Ryan Clark, he's basically into, baiting and creating headlines. And I actually agree with Jason. And believe you me, this is not going to be the last time Jason decides to call out Ryan, because he likes to do this, on the regular. And that is why we all appreciate Jason Whitlock. So, let me know what you think about this. Do you all agree with Jason's take? Let me know. So, make sure to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next videos.